Welcome back to Unapologetic Gentleman with Mario Vega at Mario Vega 931. The topic of today is going to be fentanyl. But first, we're going to talk about you. What about you? Maybe you've been through some trauma in your life, and maybe you did some things that you're not really proud of. Maybe you carry some shame throughout all these years, and you can't forgive yourself. Well, stay to the end of the video and I will have tips on how to forgive yourself, how to start going down the road of loving yourself, because that's what I really want for you, is to learn how to love yourself, because I learned how to love myself regardless of what happened to me. I was abused when I was a child, and I did a lot of destructive things to myself and others, and I wasn't proud of too many of the things that I did. So I changed my ways, and I had to go down the path of forgiving myself, and that's why I'm here. So let's move forward. So Cameron County sends educational message about fentanyl. Cameron County is where I live, Brownsville, Texas. Thousands of lives have been lost to drug overdoses connected to fentanyl-related substance. And maybe you have lost someone because of fentanyl. And maybe you do know that those people live with all sorts of pain. Because that's where all this stems from, is we're trying to cover up the pain that we went through in our past. Fentanyl is used to treat pain and is prescribed by a doctor. But in the wrong hands can be extremely dangerous. Drug enforcement agencies say smugglers are getting more creative, which is very alarming. And they're getting creative because there's a demand, because people are hurting. 75% Americans went through some sort of trauma, whether you lost your brother or a sibling or maybe a divorce. That is trauma, regardless, or a loss of a puppy. Anything like that, that is traumatic. And if no adult helped you with that traumatic effect, guess what? We like to self-treat. I know I did, with drugs and weed and everything else, and women. So maybe you're there. Cameron County leaders say fentanyl can destroy lives, especially at the age of 18 through 45. DEA agency is stronger than heroin, and a small amount can kill you. I was just reading an article of an officer in Florida who made a routine stop and noticed that there was some fentanyl in the passenger's side, and she just got a whiff of it, and boom, they had to Narcan her like 5 times. So when you take a pill, essentially you could be taking your life. That is so very true. I took so many pills in my life, it was disturbing. Lucky that I'm still here. Drug Enforcement Agency Special Agent in Charge, Admin RGV Richard Sanchez said, okay, he said, so when you take a pill, essentially you could be taking your own life. That is so very true. Agents also say fentanyl can come from across the border, from drug cartels, and makes its way to several parts of the state and beyond. And that's so very true. I live about 5-10 minutes from the border. Very close. As the first line of defense, we're working together with federal state counterparts that were taking off the streets and defeating the drug cartels that are responsible, Sanchez said. Deputies with the Cameron County Sheriff's Office are also pushing parents to check their children's Halloween bags, because I also read a report where it said that, an article that said that candy was wrapped in cocaine paper and the devil's salad. Anyways, it is very important as parents we monitor social media. We educate our loved ones so we don't see any tragic loss of life because of fentanyl, okay? And you know, you do have to talk to your children. You do have to ask them questions and relate to them, because most children can't relate to parents, okay? Authorities say educating the community about this deadly drug can make a huge difference and will put a stop to the overdoses. We all need to come together, people. All right, we all need to come together. This is an epidemic. This is an epidemic. Too many people are dying from fentanyl, and we all have to come together to address the problem. Okay? And when you are hurting yourself and others, it is a problem because you're going to try to find relief in any way you can. Why? Because there's no peace. There's no peace in your life. There's thoughts, there's actions that keep pulling you down. Okay? I know, I was there, and it constantly kept pulling me down, and I always reached for the bottle. I was drinking 2 bottles of vodka, straight vodka, in a week. So I hear you, and my heart goes out to each and every one of you. Okay? How to forgive yourself and move on, even when it feels impossible. Yes, it does. What I recommend every morning for you, and what I do every morning, you wake up and you start thinking positive. What do I mean? Thanking a higher power for you waking up that morning. Thank you for me having a bed to sleep in. Thank you for the AC. Thank you for the running water. Thank you for the voice in my mouth. Thank you that I have the energy to go get a job. Things like that will raise your vibration. And also at night, before you go to sleep, you should do the same thing. Why? So the next morning, you don't wake up with the same thoughts that you went to bed the night before. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm upset at this, or I'm upset at that, and sometimes those things don't go away, and we pick up right where we left off early in the morning. That's why in the mornings and right before you go to bed, be thankful to raise your vibration. Okay? Why is it hard to forgive yourself? Okay? Why self-forgiveness matters to your mental health. It is so true. Here's how to start forgiving yourself, and I will leave this in the description below, okay? Follow the 4 R's of self-forgiveness, and you will read them here, okay? Number 2, let go of the past mistakes. Yes, past mistakes. How many times I wanted to quit doing drugs, but I couldn't. And when I was smoking and drinking, guess what? We always like, oh my God, I'm going to run out. Oh my God, I have to go and buy some more. I've been there. And if you're there, hit the like button. All right? Because it'll let me know that I'm doing a good job, that I'm reaching you, because that's why I make these videos, to reach you, the viewer, because I really want to help you guys, because I want you guys to be here. Why? So you can pay it forward to someone else. Help someone else. Consider the opposite point of view. What does that mean? When you're talking with someone, don't just think of it from your point of view, but also take it from their perspective. I don't know everything, just like you don't know everything. We always can learn something from someone else. Remember that you are never to blame for your health issues and trauma. You see, 20 years was taken away from me because of abuse. And the abuse I'm talking about is physical abuse, is beat down so bad where you just lying there in a puddle of your own blood. That's the kind of abuse I went through. And if you went through that kind of abuse, it took 20 years away from you. And guess what we're doing? We're taking even more years away from us by abusing alcohol, getting cirrhosis of the liver, and also doing cocaine and all sorts of drugs and messing up your liver and everything else in it. Remember, again, I'm going to reread this thing because it's very important. Remember that you are never to blame for your health issues and trauma. Don't blame yourself. That person who abused you, it's not your fault. If you think, oh, maybe I could have done this different or this or that. No, sweetheart, sir, it's not your fault. It is their fault. Write yourself an apology. Write it down. Start writing in a journal. Try these 14 self-forgiveness affirmations. Affirmations meaning I am amazing. I am wonderful. Things always work out my way. Things always seem to work out for me. Things like that. You have to start speaking good words about yourself. Because I was saying years ago, I am an F up, I am this, I'm no good, I can't quit this. You see the difference? Treat yourself with more compassion because you deserve it. Because you do. You deserve everything in your life, and you have to get to the bottom of you and discover who you really are and what you're made of, so you can be here where I'm at, so you can help people. Share with someone who you can trust with your vulnerability. Maybe you have a really close friend. I have a really close friend named Nick. He's been in my life for 25 years. We met in the military. He went and had his family, and I got married to my ex-wife, and we both ended up getting a divorce at the same time, and we came and hung out again because it just makes sense, because we're happy and we help each other, because you always need a friend. You ladies know you have that one friend that you can trust. Well, men do too. Share with someone. Okay, that's number 9. Okay, but I'm going to read a little bit here. All right. Forgiving yourself can be one of the hardest things to do. You may feel like you don't deserve forgiveness. You are not alone in this, okay? You might beat yourself up for making wrong decisions in your life, or you may reply in a harmful way. This can be especially true if you have hurt someone very dear, close to you. I know I did, and I know that you have too, but you have to let it go. You have to forgive yourself, because all those things are keeping you tied in the past, meaning you can never be present and you can never build your future. All right? So I'm going to leave the video here, and I want you to really read this article for yourself. I want you to start going down the road of recovery for yourself. Leave a comment if this article helped you or resonate with you. Leave a comment. I want to communicate with you. Okay? Maybe share it with someone that you love that is having a hard time with drugs or alcohol or whatever. Sex addiction. Sex addiction is horrible. I went through it. I no longer have any of those addictions in my life. Okay? Because you do have to change your life. And if you really want to change your life, stay tuned. All right? Thank you for listening. And I hope this message gets to you, and maybe share it with someone else. Thank you very much.